I've got the techno on my mind, spending in the club all night. I gotta move my body, move my body.
The day was usual. Professor John was a total pain in. When the lecture was supposed to be ended 15 minutes ago, he was still in front of us giving his so called extra classes to the plastic dolls. I sighed, which was immediately noticed by Tay. He is my best friend. No, best friend is a very small word to describe him. He's a part of my life. I can't do anything without him. He was smiling like a crazy person, looking at me. What? Now don't be weird, Tay. Why are you smiling? I asked, not feeling pleased at all with his expressions. I was just curious. Why are you so annoyed with Mr. John today? He chuckled at the end of his sentence. Why will I be annoyed? He again chuckled at me, making me grit my teeth, and without wasting any second, my fist landed on his back, punching him hard. Shut up, or I'll kick you. Miss your name, behave. It's not your house. Mr. John said in his scary voice, giving me chills all over my body. The reason Tej smiling at me was because he knew I hated. When Mr. John gave his extra time to those plastic girls, he should know I hate it, but still, every day he does the same thing. Oh, I groaned being scolded by him, making me frustrated to the end level. I stood up from my seat, ready to leave the class at any cost. My patience level has already crossed the line, and seeing him smiling at those girls made me boil in anger as well. Where do you think you're going, miss your name? Huh, finally he noticed me after 1 hour, and that too when I was almost out of the classroom. It's none of your business, Mr. John. I said without turning to his side and was about to walk out, but suddenly, then I think it will be better to have some words with your father, miss your name. Meet me at my cabin in 10 minutes. My eyes popped out of the socket, hearing his response. There was no way I would let him talk to my father. Mr. John, see, I'm so. I turned around to make my point, but I was cut in between with his rough and rigid reply. Out. I sighed and did as I was asked to. They, I'm really scared. What if he really calls my dad? I was in Tej's embrace. He was holding me securely, consoling me. Your name, nothing's gonna happen. Don't worry. Don't you remember your dad went abroad, so he won't be able to call him? Oh, yes, how can I forget that? I took a deep breath, standing up from my bench. I need to go see that Mr. John. Bye. Wish me luck. I pulled him and gave a bro hug and left to meet Mr. John. I knocked on the door, which was answered by a very hoarse voice. Come in. I walked inside just to be grabbed by my waist and pinned against the wall. His face showed anger and something else, which was not clear. You have really become violent. Don't you miss your name? I bit my inner cheek, being nervous and afraid of his next action. Mr. John, I. No, miss your name. I think you have already said enough. And being defied to me made you a very bad girl. Don't you think so? He smirked and stepped back. His eyes roamed on my body while licking his lips. Mr. John, I'm sorry. Turn around and bend down. He cut me in between. Ground slipped under my feet, hearing him. There was no way I was doing that. Mr. John, see, that was my mistake. And please, I'm sorry for that. I won't repeat my mistake. Looking at his face, I was very clear that he did not even hear any of my pleading. I heard a click sound, which meant the door was locked. I gritted my teeth but did as I was asked. Holding the table near me, I bent down. It's time for punishment, bad girl. Daddy's gonna punish his baby girl. I rolled my eyes when I felt his presence behind me. His rough arm rubbed my cheek and bang. I covered my mouth to endure the pain so that I would not be loud. Count for me, baby. And bang. Again, that stinging sensation caused my body to yelp in pain. Seven. I counted with him. My legs gave up and was not able to keep up with whatever was going on. I was ready for another spank, but surprisingly, I was in the air. He carried me in his arms and walked near the couch to sit. I was still on his lap, my legs wrapped around his waist, while my face in the crook of his neck. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have insulted you in front of the whole class. I said genuinely, feeling bad. I know, baby, you're sorry, but it was important to make you realize. He said, kissing my neck. I won't be able to join further classes today. I looked into his eyes to search for any kind of anger, but he smiled and kissed my lips lovingly, to which I responded back immediately. Don't worry, Mr. Min is on leave, so we can leave for home now. I'll give you a good massage with warm oil at home. I smiled and pecked his lips. I love you. I love you too, my love, he said and carried me out of the university from back door.